G'day mates and welcome back to Aldrin's Space Program Manager. Today we are going to do a double launch. Double launch indeed. We have two missions here lined up. I'm not liking the look of those, but let's pretend they're high numbers for now. I think we should succeed. It's only a couple of components that are low. It's the launcher, I think, and the launcher only has a relatively small part to play in this particular thing. The Lunar 3 might struggle because we don't have a particularly good boosters person, but hopefully if something goes wrong on the uncrewed orbital flight here, the booster flight control person will be able to jump in and fix things because they're very, very skilled. This one is sort of on a wing and a prayer at the moment, probably emphasis on the prayer at this stage. But let's end the season. What have I not done? Or have I forgot to assemble that? What have I not done? Maybe I didn't confirm it. So we've got everybody here. Looking good. Let's confirm. And 3,000 is relatively cheap because it's just a probe and the lunar rocket is very, very cheap. We're actually using lunar rocket for both of them. Either way, let's probably end season this time. Okay, Gemini spacecraft getting a little bit more R&D. Probably a waste at this stage. Gemini EVA suit's good. A Gina target vehicle will be needing shortly. The Vostok booster is, I think, ready to start, and we'll start doing that once we start sending the Gemini with manned people up north into the sky. I don't know why I said north. North doesn't mean up. Anyway, Lunar 2 is good, although we'll be doing that next turn, I think. Okay, uncrewed. Very, very low prestige here, whether we succeed or fail. There's not much involved in it, because this really is only an equipment test here. But I'll see you on the other side. Well, there we go, guys. Success. Now, to put things in perspective, remember that lights on the left here are lit up when something is being used. So, for example, the booster is not being used during re-entry, as an example. But every time it flashes is when something has gone wrong. So you can see a number of things went wrong. Some of them were solved by the flight controllers we have in there already. But a couple of them, there were at least two pop-ups there where I did need to bring in an external team to give me a hand. But thankfully, we came out the other side and I didn't spend any additional cash, which is the big one. It was, I figured failing that mission, while annoying and frustrating, would probably not be worth spending, $5 grand extra cash or 10 as the next one went on. And that's a problem. If one succeeds and the others fail, you don't get the money back. So I really do need to keep that, and I would have been happy to try again. But either way, we did it. We did it. The Lunar booster gained a huge boost. Gemini spacecraft is much more reliable. And our people gained, again, a small amount of stuff. I don't know if it's for each stage or if it just adds them in and the stage is where they were involved and you can see how much they gained for the entire mission. Really got no idea here. It's not enough feedback. But either way, this is a bigger one. Now, our B team here is doing this. So they should gain a bit more experience. But it's also going to lose us a bit more if we fail and gain us quite a bit more if we succeed. And we're going to need a shit ton more prestige because we're running out of time and we've got a long way to go. So let's launch this mission and I'll see you on the other side. God fucking damn it. Spent a lot of money on that. I thought it would be worth the risk, but we failed, which is a little bit unfortunate. So I spent $3,000 to actually launch that mission, and then an extra maybe $6,000 or so doing it. So it was a $10,000 launch total. You can see we've gone down quite a bit. And unfortunately, power supply failed to maintain the expected output and the scientific instruments shut down. Now the lunar booster didn't fail, so that still gains a boost to its reliability. Unfortunately, the Lunar 3 has gained a massive downgrade. Again, I'll complain about this till the fucking cows come home. Now that we know what went wrong, it should not be a downgrade, but that's part of the game and something we're going to have to work around, which is unfortunate because we do need the Lunar 3. Did our people gain much skill? Our booster guy leveled up a fair bit. The experiments. Yeah, it's almost certainly how much he gained for the entire mission. And it's unlikely for him to gain 9% off one launch. Or 12%. Yeah, so that's how much he gained for the entire mission. So most of our people didn't gain too much skill. Experiments gained a bit. Okay, well, let's head on. So the important one is the Gemini uncrewed has succeeded and the Lunar 3 rocket has not failed, because we will need that coming up shortly. That is somewhat annoying. Now, the question now is, can I launch it again? What is the reliability of this thing? It is 72% is way too low. So what I'm going to do is actually pull off. Yeah, it's not. We're gaining nothing here. You guys can go back to training or do something else. I'm not sure what I'll do with you just yet. R&D, space probes. Lunar 2's looking pretty good. What I think we're going to do is actually pull off the best 4 people we've got here. In fact, I'll pull them all off. And we'll put the best 4 we've got on into this to get this one back up to par. What else am I going to do? Gemini spacecraft irrelevant. We want Gina target vehicle needs to get up there just a bit more. So I put our next. Oh wow, okay, they're all space probe people we got. What's more important? 79. I think the Agena is the most important one. That's what's going to get us all the prestige. This one here is useful, but I mean, that's a risk I'm willing to take. It's only going to get an extra few % over a bunch of turns anyway. This one can get 0.9. Yeah, I think I'll leave that now. Let's decide for some training for these people who are left over. Crewed spacecraft, if I can get that above 90, which I can nearly do, that would be spectacular. You're also crewed, because we'll need crewed spacecraft for everything we're going on to in the future. You can do that, and you have a very good crewed spacecraft. So I'm actually going to bring up your... Should I bring up... I mean, his rocket skill is something I could do, or can I... How much is he going to gain? 1.6. It's probably not worth the money. How much is 100 for 3 turns? Yeah, $100 for 3 turns. I could do something else, cross-train him. Space probes might be interesting, but he'd need a number of turns on that. Rockets make him a little bit handy, but we're not going to be having too many more rockets. We're going to be focusing on human-rated shortly. Again, I don't know why these are different fields. I think that's stupid. I'm sure there is. Well, I know there is differences between them, but I just don't think that they should not contribute at all. Not knowing anything about rockets shouldn't make you a master of human-rated rockets, and vice versa. There should be some overlap, but there isn't. It's the limitations of the game, and I do wish they'd come back and do some expansions to this. What are we going to do? Let's just do crewed spacecraft. Get that as high as we can. You'll be designing the Apollo or whatever we end up going with. I'm not sure what I'll choose this time. May even do the Gemini one, which is probably my favourite. Now, okay, that's still going up. We're going to go Project Gemini, and we're now going to do an orbital flight with a person inside it. Require 11 people, which means we won't have enough for the B team anymore, I don't think. We're going to schedule this mission. We're using the Vostok booster for the first time. Mission, we should... Yeah, okay, that's fine. Let's auto pick. Got the right people in here. You are not a good flight officer. What are you doing? Are you... mission operations? Are we training somebody who's good in mission operations? Mission operation. Have we not got enough mission operations people? Who'd have thunk it? We do not have enough missions operations people. Okay then. Either way, you can go as crew and payloads. Trajectory GSA. I'm actually inclined to pick one of these lower down people because he's already got 2 skills he's very, very good at. You know, I don't want to just train you up for no reason. You're also good at spacecraft systems. You know, I'll pick our best person. We don't want to lose anyone. If someone died now, it would be absolutely shit. And our commander is going to be you. It says leadership's the only important thing, but we know for a fact there are a number of other things. As you can see here, piloting and fitness is very required. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice a bit. And of course, Thomas Mock is going to be our pilot because piloting is very important for this. Again, yeah, and fitness as well. Okay, we are, I think, fully prepared to confirm this one. It's going to cost us 7.8. So we're going to be losing a small amount, but again, our reserve is good. I think we're going to avoid any Luna for a while. And we will see how we go. We've had a few setbacks, but things are looking good at this stage. Let's quickly jump in here again and look at stuff we're doing here. Gemini spacecraft has been stripped. You're still on there for a bit. But we're doing the EVAs shortly, and everything else there is good. In rocket programs, we are still working on the Vostok, but I suspect by the end of this, we'll have gone above 85% and they'll all come off. So it's 0.5%. I could be training them, but for now, I won't bother with it just yet. I'll train them once we've got a little bit more cash to go. So let's call an end to the season and hope for the best. Luna 3 is coming up quite quickly, 5.5% with our best people doing it. You're just ticking up slowly. You are gradually ticking up, and of course that one makes almost no difference. It doesn't matter because we're about to launch it, and there's a big one. We've got a lot on the line here. We can gain a bit of prestige because we are putting a person up in space again, in orbit, but we've done this before, so it's not, excuse me, it's not groundbreaking prestige. I really should stop coughing into the mic, but we'll see on the other side. Take care, guys. Fuck this game. Catastrophic mission. Okay, we've lost a shit ton of things, and it does mean we've lost our people. So the booster exploded or something like that. Launch vehicle suddenly experiences a mechanical failure and explodes during ascent. The crew perishes, our best people. Obviously, Gemini spacecraft has gone slightly worse, and the Vostok is way down. So it's good that we left those people on there to level up the Vostok. Let's see, we've lost 2 people there. This is just all going to shit, which is no good indeed. Let's have a quick look at what we've got here. I'm going to need to hire more people, and I'm going to have to stick inexperienced people up there in future. So let's see what we can hire. Decent skills. You train better, but you're also more expensive. I'll take you because you start off decent. And you're cheap. Karabros. Not particularly impressed with your skills or your trainability, but I do like your cheapness. And at this stage, cheapness is good. So I'll hire them in, and we'll start training them up at some point in the future. In the meantime, we've got enough people to launch again. Do we take the risk and launch again though? That is the question. And I think the answer is going to be a yes. We can't wait. We need to keep launching because we're running massively low on prestige now. And man, the Vostok booster. Is there anything else I can do? Can I do? No, I can't use the other one. So the other one is, where are we? Manage rocket programs. The Atlas booster now can't lift anything I need. Anything else? Low Earth orbit's all it can do, and there is nothing else I'm going to want to put in low Earth orbit that can't be done by either the Luna or the Vostok. So I'm going to save myself 575 turn by closing the Atlas down. Should have done that a few turns ago probably. But we're now going to try launching Project Gemini again. And this may have sunk us. I think I may have lost the entire program here, but we'll stick the Vostok in. It's at 78%. It's going to level up. How fast is it going to be leveling up at the moment? It's going up at 2.3, so it'll regain some of that reliability it lost, but not enough of it. So we're going to be having a slightly less reliable vehicle. We're down the amount, basically the amount of prestige we were going to gain. We're down a shit ton of money, and we are suffering with 4 turns remaining. So fuck this game. We do need to take risks here. We're getting there. We are getting there. I need to get more prestige. That's the thing. And that's why I'm pushing for this Gemini as quickly as I can. So let's have a look at this here. We're going to get 6,000 prestige almost. It'll take us up to 19,000. We're then going to consider that one's the next cheapest one I can do. For another 10,000 on top of that will take us to 29,000. We'll have then 1 turn remaining. And then I can do something like this with the Agena target vehicle to bring us over. 29,000 will take us up to 45,000 or something like that. There's too many launches there. EVA and docking, yeah, so there's different options I can do to get prestige. But with next turn will be 3, turn after that will be 2, then 1, so I can do 3 things. We need 43,000. I thought it was 46,000. It may well work then. We may well be pretty close to the max. You may not get exactly maximum, but it's a scaled number, so we might have 25,000 a turn or something, which is close enough to maximum. It'll also be the first time ever, recorded or otherwise, that I've never reached the highest prestige. So it'll be quite a fun little excursion we're doing here. Either way, I need this to start launching now. We're going to have to spend what cash we've got. We'll do this orbital flight. And of course, this is assuming that nothing goes wrong again. There is a very high chance that something will again go wrong. You're our best FAO. You gained quite a few percentage points there. Must be 5%. So let's confirm. So I mean, these are our best people. We're failing an 80% check, followed by a high 90s check, followed by again like an 80% check once we do the refusal to bring in a Tiger team. So it's a number of checks we're failing here, and the chances of it actually happening are painfully low, but I am somewhat unlucky sometimes. Let's confirm this assignment. Now we do have actually you're higher piloting, so I'm going to make you the commander, Peter Shack, and put in Bob Ruocco as the pilot, because piloting is used higher here. Piloting and fitness. Look, it'll level them up or they'll die. One of the two will happen. Let's confirm this assignment. And can I hire more people? No, I can't for the rest of the year. Oh, shit. So if these die, I'm going to be scraping rock bottom. But if that happens, then the game is effectively lost. I can't keep going on. Meanwhile, these people who are remaining are going to need to be trained. Can we afford to keep training? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. You, my friend, are going to be probably an excellent... maybe we'll make you a propulsion person. We don't seem to have particularly good propulsion people. I've got a few of them coming up now, but it'll also make her an interesting flight director if required for our B team. You can be cross-trained in... crew and payloads is your next highest skill. You can work on your spacecraft system to get above 90. You are either new or are one of our... No, actually, no, you're a spacecraft systems person, so I'll put you in there. You are going to go above 90. You, Marcine Schoenfield, I don't know how to pronounce that, are going to be... I really don't know. I haven't got enough of these people, but she's not very good at that. So I'll pick something she's good at and just hope for the best. you can be our mission operations person, cross-trained. And you, Zachary Meyer, are going to be continue cross-trained in propulsion. Okay, well, let's hope for the best and see how we go. Okay. Yep, it's edging up there. I won't launch again because I'm low on money at this point. I won't launch the Luna 3 until next time, when we can start really focusing on the moon. But they're fully prepared up and ready to launch when required. Just going to keep focusing on the Agena stuff and the Gemini stuff, and we'll need this to get the prestige to pass. And of course, Vostok is gradually recovering. Please don't explode this time, because I can't afford losing that many people. You know what, it's become unwinnable, so I'm going to end the episode here and consider my options. So electrical fire started a fire, killed people, and you can't save scum on this either. You can't just, if I reload this mission 1,000 times, it should, my understanding is, continue to have that same result. So there is no way out of this. I cannot save scum. The mission was designed to fail at the beginning, which is somewhat frustrating. Because there is nothing I can do to win this game. We're actually going to be far too low now to get to the moon. So I'm going to have to consider either loading an early save or calling this as a failure. So make sure to, I don't know, like and subscribe is what YouTube keeps telling me I have to do. So just, I don't know. That's where we're going to call this, guys. I'm going to have to think about the best approach for this, because the GSA has failed. There is not going to be enough budget to keep trying that. There are not enough astronauts to keep trying that. And there is nothing else I can do. So, take care, guys. I will see you, hopefully, next time.